3, sophomore, 0, Taylor Smith.
Here. They have announced the starters for Nettleton. They're going to start number 0, Taylor Smith. Number 2, Andre Davis. Number 5, DeVaris Whitaker, very talented guard for Nettleton. JT Turner, number 10, and Brandon Anderson, number 11. That'll be the 5 for the Nettleton Raiders out of the 5A East. For the Bombers, again, the usual suspects, Brayton Dewey, Braxton Carson, Reed Ellison, Luke Proctor, and Kai Bickford, the 5 for Mountain Home. Well, we're ready to go here. Both coaches giving final instructions. So we will not have a shot clock for this game because they are having some issues with the clock on the right side of the court if you're facing the direction that we are. So we will not have So we're ready. Brayton Dewey is going to tip off. This is the opening tip-off brought to you by Scott Tabor of Shelter Insurance. Brayton Dewey is going to jump for Mountain Home. Taylor Smith for Nettleton. Not exactly sure what the holdup is here, but I think the officials are ready to go. Ball's in the air, and it's tipped right to Nettleton, and they'll start. Mountain Home, the home team today. Nettleton, the visitors. Nettleton moving from left to right. They're in their gold road uniforms, black numerals, black and white trim. Mountain Home in their road whites. Three-pointer on the way, won't go, and it's rebounded right to Proctor. So Mountain Home moving from right to left. Home white uniforms, blue and gold trim with blue numerals and text on them. Promises to be a good ball game. DeVaris Whitaker, very talented player for Nettleton. Proctor with the basketball to the corner. Braxton Carson back to Proctor. We have a whistle and a foul is called on number 11. That's going to be Brandon Anderson. Be his first foul. First team foul on the Raiders. Ellison will throw in on the sideline into Bickford. Tried to get Dewey on the post up. Didn't like what he saw there. So Proctor with it now, gets a screen from Dewey on the right wing, inside to Dewey, ball's turned over. Here's Smith, Smith ahead to Whitaker, Whitaker off the window good, and it's 2-0 Nettleton. Various Whitaker gets Nettleton on the board. Again, no shot clock in this game. 6:55 left in the first period of action. Bombers trailing 2-0. Ellison gets the screen from Dewey. Dewey to the corner, loads up the three. Long, bounces over the backboard. It goes out of bounds, and Nettleton will take over. Good looking shot by Brayton Dewey, just didn't get it to go. Anderson with the basketball across the timeline. Anderson hesitation move, crossover dribble, step back three over Braxton Carson, good. And it's 5-0 Nettleton. Mountain Home coming down on the other end. Proctor in the corner. Looking for somebody, has to pick up the dribble. Basket is good by Luke Proctor, and the lead is cut to two, and a jumper on the other end. JT Turner knocks it down, and it's 7-3. Bickford with the basketball. Just under 6 minutes left in the first period. Bickford across the timeline, gets it to Proctor on the left wing. Proctor looking. Still looking, gets a screen from Ellison. Going to go drive along the baseline, kicks it out. Braxton Carson, corner three. Air ball goes right to Anderson. Anderson pushing ahead. Over to Smith in the corner. Top of the key, JT Turner. Now back to Anderson. A three is good, and it's 10-3. Three-quarter court pressure extended by Nettleton. Bickford across the timeline. Now to Proctor between the circles. Back to Bickford on the left wing. Braxton Carson now. Bounces it to Luke. About fell out of bounds. Now he's going to go driving toward the middle. Little 10-foot jumper. Ran around, wouldn't go, but it was last touched by Nettleton. And it's going to go out of bounds. Mountain Home will take over underneath. Ellison will throw in. To the left of the basket stanchion, inbound to Bickford in the far corner, to Dewey on the right block. Dewey going to work, goes up through the contact, whistle and a foul. And Braden Dewey's going to shoot a pair of free throws. So Braden Dewey, pretty decent free throw shooter. First free throw on the way, good. Good looking shot. Braden Dewey coming off an 18-point performance last night. Excellent job by him. 9 points in each half. Can't get much more consistent as he hits both free throws. And it's 10-5. Whitaker against Ellison from the left elbow. Jumper falls in. Rolled around twice in the rim, but it finally jumped in. And it's 12-5. 4 points early for DeVaris Whitaker. And the lead is back to 7. Bickford across the timeline to Ellison on the right wing. Ellison up top, Proctor. Back to Bickford. Bickford about lost the handle. Now he's going to put it on the floor. Between the circles, Braxton Carson. Now to Proctor on the far side. Proctor lost the handle, a whistle, and Proctor stepped out of bounds along the sideline. Proctor stepped out of bounds. Looked like it was going to be a steal. Looked like it was going to be an easy layup, but thankfully he just stepped out of bounds instead of it just being a live ball turnover. So Nettleton will take over. 4:15 left in the first quarter. Got no shot clock this afternoon. They're having technical issues with the clocks above the scoreboard. So every team in this has agreed to not play with it. Three-pointer on the way by Anderson. Long rebound goes out of bounds, and Mountain Home will recover possession. Twelve to 5 our score. 2-2-1 full court pressure now by Nettleton. Proctor. He'll handle it. Proctor goes through the press across the timeline ahead to Dewey. Dewey back to Proctor. 3:50 left in the first quarter. Now Proctor between the circles. Luke's looking around. Luke going to set the offense. Bombers and Nettleton, they both can be a little bit more patient with no shot clock in play. Luke setting the offense between the circles, goes to his left. Braxton Carson. Nettleton in a zone. Looks like an extended 2-3 zone. Bickford along the baseline. Kicks it back out. Braxton Carson. Back to Ellison. Over to Proctor. Luke Proctor driving toward the middle. Nettleton in a 2-3 zone. Backdoor cut by Reed Ellison, and the lay-in's good. First bucket of the night for Reed Ellison, and the lead is down to 5. It's 12-7. Favor Nettleton. Bucket on the other end is missed by Anderson, but rebounded right to Dewey. Good flow to this first quarter here. Both teams getting into a good rhythm, it seems like. Not too many balls thrown out of bounds or stoppages of play. Ellison between the circles. Now to the left side, Bickford around the screen. A whistle and an illegal screen is called. It's going to go on Braxton Carson. Looked like he hugged his dude coming around that screen. So it's the first foul for Mountain Home. Dodge Harris will check in for the first time this afternoon. He's going to get Braxton Carson out. Second and final game of the Cabot Christmas Classic for Mountain Home boys. Girls still have a game tomorrow. They'll take on Nettleton. They're going to take on Pulaski Academy here after this game. Whitaker out to the left wing. JT Turner for 3, yes. 15-7 our score. JT Turner's got 5 points. Bickford. Hesitation move ahead to Proctor. Proctor down to Dewey on the left block. Dewey looking. Little hook shot from 8 feet. Good. Tell you what, he's added that to his bag. That's a good little hook shot for Braden Dewey. And the lead's down to 6. Anderson now with the basketball. Hesitation move against Harris. Three-pointer from Smith. Missed it left, and Dewey with the rebound. Luke Proctor will walk it up. Under 2 left now in this first period of action. Proctor pulls it back out to Ellison. Ellison, Harris thought about a 3, had a dude in his lap, gets the screen from Ellison. Dewey finds Ellison down to Bickford, little 10-foot jumper, good. Great ball movement by the Bombers, and leads down to 4. Whitaker driving inside, a whistle, and a blocking foul's called. Well, Braden Dewey's starting to take a lot of charges for Mountain Home. That one that time was a blocking foul. So it's going to send Tavares Whitaker to the free throw line. I believe they're going to get Braden Dewey with that foul. They will. Tavares Whitaker with 4 points early on. He's going to have a 2-shot opportunity. First free throw, got it. New man checking in for Nettleton, Jordan Pigram. He'll get Taylor Smith a breather after a fast-paced first quarter so far. Nettleton up 5, 16-11, minute 31 left in the first period. Whitaker, second free throw, got it. Hit them both. He's got 6 points so far, and it's 17-11. Ball's turned over. Nettleton picks it up. And the bucket is scored down on the other end. I believe that it was Brandon Anderson. A whistle and a timeout. We'll take one with him. 19-11 our score. 1:22 left in the first quarter of action. You're listening to Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network. So we're ready to go. Bombers will throw in. On the far side of the court, have to go 96 feet. And the officials are coming to the scorer's table. Not sure what for. They're talking with the bookkeeper down at the scorer's table. They're wondering if somebody's not in the book. Belief for Nettleton. Coach Aaron Deaton talking to one of his assistants to check the book. Call him Bubba Deaton. I believe this is his 4th season over there at Nettleton. Long-time assistant for Mark McCord. And I believe everything checks out fine with the book. So Mountain Home will throw in. Not sure what the delay is now. I think they got it sorted out. Who knows? I know they were looking at something in the book. Ball's inbounded to Bickford. Bickford bounces across the timeline. Met by a double team. Gets it to Ellison between the circles to the left side. Harris. Harris stepped out of bounds. And Nettleton will take over. (19-13) our score. Bombers down by 6 in the first period. Turner back up top, Whitaker. Right wing back to Turner for 3. Rattle around and in. Hit every part of the rim and bounced in. Couple friendly bounces so far for Nettleton as it's 22-13. Across the timeline, Bickford ahead to Harris. Lost it. Picked up by Tavares Whitaker. Whitaker pushing ahead. Little floater inside by Davis, and it's good. 24-13 our score. Bombers down. 30 seconds left in the first period. Proctor back to Ellison. Ellison skips ahead to Harris. Back to Ellison. Now to Proctor on the right wing. 18 left on the clock. Deep three on the way from Proctor. Rattle around right to Braden Dewey. Braden Dewey's right there. Lost the handle. And it's going to go to Nettleton. Looked like he tried to go step through and lost the handle. Looked like it slipped out of his hands. 10.7 remaining here in the first quarter of action. Fast-paced first quarter of action. Nettleton will hold for the final shot. It would appear Whitaker with it. Across the timeline. It's going to be his shot. Whitaker, hesitation move, driving. Hesitation move again. Pulls up, 18-footer long. Rebounded to Dewey. He won't even get a shot off. So that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. Bombers find themselves down 24-13. We're going to take a break, bring you the second quarter of action. You're listening to Bomber Basketball. Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sport.
Use the smile to change your world, but don't let the world change your smile. Coleman Family Dentistry is a proud supporter of the Mountain Home Bombers. A family-friendly dental office providing the state-of-the-art clinic, Coleman Family Dentistry is dedicated to you, your health, and especially your smile. With locations in Mountain Home and Cotter, there's every reason to book your appointment today. Call 870-424-4670. Go Bombers.
The Locker Room is your hometown sporting goods store and a proud sponsor of the Mountain Home Bombers. Locally owned and operated, Locker Room specializes in team sales, award trophies, and even plaques. You want anything Bomber? Your one-stop shop is the Locker Room. Shirts, jerseys, sweats, and hats, they have it all, and you never have to wait long. Locker Room can even custom personalize anything for you. Highway 62 East, next to Pizza Hut in Mountain Home. The Locker Room, your Bomber headquarters.
Back here in Nettleton, they did change something in the score at the end of that quarter. I knew something didn't look right. I didn't think I missed a bucket. But instead of 24-13, it is now 21-11 Mountain Home as we head to the second quarter of action. Not sure when that 13th point got added, but they got the score right now, so it's 24-11 in favor of Nettleton. Ellison will throw in for Kai Bickford. Across the timeline. Immediate jump by Nettleton. Ball's out to Dewey, back to Carson to the corner. Luke Proctor thought about a three, pulls it back down. Back between the circles, Bickford. Bickford trying to split the double team, back to Proctor. Into Dewey on the right block. Dewey, hesitation move, lost it. Tipped out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Mountain Home. So Ellison will throw in. Ellison throwing in. Still looking. Official had to go get the ball out of the third row of the bleachers. Bickford now. 7:30 left in the first half. Picks up his dribble on the left wing. Back to Ellison between the circles. Reed looking. Back to Bickford. Bickford screen from Dewey. Going to reject the screen. Go along the baseline. Pulls it back out. Braden Dewey in the left wing now. Swings it to Braxton Carson. Back to Ellison. Starting five back out there for the Bombers. Proctor, Ellison, Carson, Dewey, and Kai Bickford. Bickford to the corner. Dewey on the right block. A whistle, or no whistle. It's just a lot of contact. Shot was blocked. And down the other end is Nettleton. Driving inside off the window. Brandon Anderson is good. And it's 26-11. Bickford. Bickford to Proctor across the timeline. Driving. Ball is stolen. Nettleton ahead. Whitaker to the corner. JT Turner, three short. Rebounded right to Dewey. Bickford. Back to Ellison. To the corner. Braxton Carson. Carson looking. Picks up his dribble down to Dewey on the left block. Tried to dump it down to Proctor, but it was tapped out of bounds. Mountain Home with possession. McGee Harris will step in. The second Harris brother. Braxton will throw in. Braxton Carson back to Dewey. Got tipped away, but right to Dewey. Braxton Carson now. Screen from Dewey. Centers the ball back to Harris. Harris back to Carson. Fumbled it around. Now picks it up. Now to Ellison. Ellison spin move. Now down to Dewey on the right block. Dewey off the window. Wouldn't go. Left it way short. And ahead is Nettleton. Boyles driving. Pigram. Cortez Smith with the basketball. Anderson driving, long shot off the window, won't go. Rebounded by Mountain Home. McGee Harris with it now. He's going to bring it up across the timeline. 5:40 left of the first half. Luke Proctor with the ball now. Bombers working it around. Dewey now between the circles. To the corner, Proctor. Proctor spin move from the left block. Shot is short. Boyles the rebound. Ahead to Anderson. Anderson across the half-court stripe to DeVaris Whitaker. He'll load up a three. Banked it in. Guess the bank's open late here in Cabot. 29-11 now. Whitaker with 12 points. Dewey on the right block. Dewey turnaround hook shot. Good. Good shot by Braden Dewey. Lead's cut down to 16. Boyles to the corner, Anderson. Back to Whitaker. Whitaker gets around Carson, pulls up from the top of the nail head, rattled around and corralled by Ellison. Ellison now to Proctor, who will walk it up. Proctor between the circles. Bounce to Dewey. Dewey tried to get Harris down on the right block, and it's going to go out of bounds. Nettleton will take over. Whitaker will throw in. Back to Braylon King. Sends it right back to Whitaker. Whitaker's a heck of a player, I'll tell you what. Whitaker from the nailhead driving inside over Braden Dewey. Shot's good. DeVaris Whitaker getting whatever he wants so far. 31-13 our score. Nettleton on top. Proctor with the basketball back to Harris. Skipped over to Proctor. Proctor bounced toward Dewey across the half-court stripe. Now back to Proctor. 31-18 our score. 3:55 left in the period. Proctor spin move, steps back through. Good little shot. The rattle around won't go. Right to DeVaris Whitaker. Whitaker to the corner, Boyles. Boyles back to Whitaker. Whitaker, good crossover dribble over Dewey. Dumps it down right to Jacob Pigram. Or Jordan Pigram, excuse me, and there's a whistle and a timeout is called. Josh Fulcher wants to talk it over. We'll take one with him. 33-13 our score, 3:37 left in the first half. You're listening to Bomber Basketball, Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network.
Community banking means investing in our community. At Centennial Bank, we invest our time and energy in helping our friends and neighbors grow, explore possibilities, and achieve their dreams. We proudly sponsor the student athletes of the Mountain Home Bombers. So whether you're in the game or in the stands, we support the things that mean the most to you because you mean the most to us. We're Centennial Bank, Arkansas's community bank, member FDIC.
There is no one that knows the Twin Lakes area better than a local realtor. Local realtors know all the best neighborhoods. A local realtor can find the best properties that fit into your local search criteria and when it comes to real estate. Baxter Real Estate Company is the name all locals know. As part of the Twin Lakes community, Baxter Real Estate Company has local realtors who not only love this area, but truly know it too. When you need a real estate company, you need Baxter Real Estate Company, the Twin Lakes area's best choice for local realtors.
Bombers will have 3 timeouts remaining for the ball game. So they'll return to the floor with the lineup of Ellison, McGee, Harris, Braden Dewey, Kai Bickford, and Braxton Carson. Bombers down 33-13 here in this first half. Of course, they had to shuffle the game schedule around because of inclement weather across, I believe, northeast Arkansas. They want to get Nettleton home a little bit quicker. As it's to Bickford. Bickford, 1-3-1 zone by Nettleton. Dewey gets it on the block. Good little layup. Good. Braden Dewey, tell you what, he showed up. He has got 8 points. And a whistle and a blocking foul is called. It's going to be placed underneath. Foul's going to go on Reed Ellison. Be the team's third foul. First for Ellison. As Luke Proctor will step in. Boyles will throw in. JT Turner going to get a running start. Back to Anderson. Anderson back to Turner. Turner driving. Floater good off the window. 35-13 our score. JT Turner's got 7 points. Proctor with the basketball. To the corner, Bickford. Bickford. Now to Ellison. Proctor to Dewey. Swung to the left side, Ellison. Back to Bickford. Proctor to the high post, Dewey. Hand off to Proctor. Dewey wide open on the right block. Off the window won't go. Ellison right there to pick it up. Tried to tap it in. Wouldn't fall. And it's picked up by Boyles. Boyles ahead to Anderson of Nettleton. Anderson through 2 Bombers. A whistle and a foul. Basket's good. A tough shot by Anderson. As the foul's going to be charged Braden Dewey. That'll be his second. He's going to step out. Braxton Carson back in. So Brandon Anderson has got 10 points, looking at 11 points. Pending this free throw. Free throw on the way. Falls out. Rebounded by Braxton Carson. 37-15 our score. Bombers trailing. So Bickford crossed the half-court stripe. Bickford driving along the baseline. Floater long. Rebounded right to Nettleton. And a whistle and a travel is called. Rebound went right to Jackson. Dropped it off to one of his guards. One of his guards got a running start and never dribbled the basketball. Again into Bickford in the backcourt. Minute 45 left in the first half. Bickford, hesitation move. Back to the left side, across the half-court stripe. Screen from Carson. Harris back to Proctor. Proctor screen from Dodge Harris. To the corner, Dodge Harris thought about a 3. Now back to Braxton. Braxton down to Ellison. Ellison driving along the baseline. Dumps it down to Harris. Harris through the lane. Missed the shot, but he'll go to the line, shoot a couple free throws. Foul's on Brandon Anderson. Be his second foul. Only the third team foul for Nettleton, but it sends Dodge Harris to the free throw line for 2 shots. First one falls. Dodge Harris in the book. Harris second free throw rattles out. So Harris going 1 for 2 there. Deshaun Jackson with the rebound over to the corner, King, and it's whistled out of bounds. Thrown away, Mountain Home will retain possession. Proctor inbounding along the sideline. Gets it into Carson. Carson to Ellison. Ellison across the half-court stripe to Harris in the corner. Back to Ellison. Ellison screen from Carson. To the corner. Carson thought about a 3. Gives it back to Ellison. Over to Harris to Proctor. Left wing 3. Going to be, looked like it was tipped a little bit, but it's picked up by Nettleton. 37-16 our score. 45 seconds left in the first half. Smith. Ball swung to JT Turner. Turner 8-foot shot falls, and it's 39-16. JT Turner having himself a nice ball game. Has 9 points. Proctor floater, whistle, and a foul. Deshaun Jackson called for the foul, and Luke Proctor's going to go to the line, shoot a pair of free throws. Proctor's first one off the heel of the iron falls out. Robert Dover will step in, see his first action of the night. Braden Dewey will exit for the rest of the half. Don't want to get him his third foul. Proctor's second free throw good. 39-17. Favor of the Bombers. Proctor's got 4 points. Ball's walked up across the half-court line. Whitaker with the basketball. Excuse me, this is JT Turner with the basketball. Now between the circles. They flatten it out, 1-4 flat. They're going to isolate Ellison. Driving against the rim, won't go. Rebounded by Ellison, down to 6. Down to 5, Ellison to Bickford, down to 3. The half-court strive, down to 1. Bickford's got to put it up, and it's missed. And we've reached halftime. So the Bombers head to the halftime break, down 39-17. We're going to take a short little break, bring you the Central Heating and Cooling halftime show. You're listening to Bomber Basketball, Classic Hits 101.7, and watching on the Bomber Sports Network. But we welcome you into the Central Heating and Cooling halftime show. Going to check a couple stats for you here. Bombers trailing now at halftime 39-17. Central Heating and Cooling, where comfort exceeds expectation. Luke Proctor's got 4 points. 2 points for Reed Ellison. Kai Bickford's got 2 points. Braden Dewey, leading scorer so far for the Bombers, has 8 points. And Dodge Harris hit that free throw at the end of the quarter. On the other side, Navarus Whitaker's filling it up. He's got 14 points. Anderson's got 12 points. JT Turner has 10 points. Andre Davis has 2. So really it's only been 3 players scoring for Nettleton. Please be joined at halftime by head coach Dale Leonard. Coach, usually we talk to you after the game. So
yeah.
we had a scheduling change. You know, they tried to get, there was some severe weather going on throughout the state, some tornadic activity in northeast Arkansas, so they tried to get Nettleton home as quick as they could because someone's going to have to stay longer than they need to anyway, but I think they made the best choice scheduling-wise. But anyway, what do we know about this team tonight, Pulaski Academy?
Well, we played Branson last Saturday, and I think they're just like them. Probably more skill as far as handling the ball and scoring. They're probably a little bit better than Branson was. Maybe a lot better, but the way that they press and half-court trap and those type things. It's something that we didn't handle very well against Branson Saturday, so we're going to see if we learned anything. The whole key for us, I think we'll be okay facing 5. If we can make them face 5, I think we can guard them. It's just going to come down to how many points are they going to score off of turnovers, and hopefully that won't be very many because hopefully we'll take care of the ball. I think that's the number one key for us is take care of the basketball tonight. You know,
you've been shooting it a lot better. Your defense has been much improved, but, of course, the big glaring thing out there is the turnovers. Is that really the only thing that you're trying to – it's not going to get fixed, but it can be improved. Is that the only thing that's trying to get improved at this moment, or are you just trying to get everything better?
Well, offensively, the turnovers are killing us, but it's there's so many things that go into that. It's not that the defense is turning us over. We're turning ourselves over. And I have been preaching to our kids, we have to have a post presence, and we have to be able to get the ball down on the block. You're talking about Annie Norcross and Lauren Waymeyer and Emma Wilbur can do some good stuff down there. And we work on that hard in practice, and then we get in the game, and I'm not really – it's just inexperience, I guess. I don't know what to, but we're going to keep working on it. I do feel like that we can get there, and these kids can accomplish something, and hopefully, get it all figured out before we get into January. But it's just right now, it's team, especially this tournament. They don't call fouls, and
No.
and I understand. They're getting real physical out there on the perimeter, and our guards are a little bit smaller and than most teams' guards at this level, and that's okay. But we've got to be able to handle it, and got to figure out how to get the ball to the paint. Now, getting the ball to the paint is going to be a little bit different tonight because it's going to come down. It's not going to be a traditional 5-on-5. Hey, you run this, you screen here, you reverse it, and then you throw it inside. It's going to be just beat the trap and get it to the offside post.
Yep.
But Dylan, the offside post needs to be where they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And if the offside post will be where they're supposed to be, then good things will happen.
It's good to you and Josh are kind of in that same mindset. You're not really concerned about your record now. Of course, you're trying to go out and win every game, but as long as you're seeing improvement, even if you lose, you can still take things away, and you just hope that you get better because wins and losses at this point of the season don't necessarily matter. But once you start heading into January, you just hope that you're clicking on all cylinders. About your Christmas tournament is when you want to start seeing what kind of team that you'll have.
Yeah, anybody worth their weight in salt that wants to win, and you want to, and when you don't win, you want to at least feel like you're getting better. And the thing that I can't figure out with this group is we'll go play Bentonville and Lake Hamilton and look pretty good.
Two teams that are state title contenders in the classification.
And then we'll play Ned and the first reader, and we'll throw it in the bleachers 28 times. I just don't understand, but I just keep saying it. I like our team. I really like these girls. I've coached teams that weren't very good and thought they were good, and we had a few people that maybe weren't necessarily great teammates, and that's not fun. This team, first of all, I think they can be really good. I'm not sure they believe that right now, but I hope they'll get to that point. But they're really good people, and I just want them to be rewarded just for mainly the type of people they are. But it's there's a lot of good people in the world, but there's not very many really good basketball players and basketball teams. And just because we're good people and we work hard doesn't mean that good things are going to happen for us. We've got to make our own breaks.
Yeah. So after tonight, you face a good Nettleton team. So what do you have? 3 more games before the Christmas break, is that correct? You got Nettleton, you got tonight, Nettleton, and then Harrison, and then it's the Christmas break. Is that no? You got West Plains in there too. That's right.
West Plains is next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, and that's our first home game in a while, and that might be really what our kids need.
Yeah.
I would love to get better tonight and tomorrow before we go to Harrison. I'd like to figure some things out, and what's crazy is I don't really keep up with Harrison, but my wife was telling me that they had a game Monday against Harrison, and some of their coaches were saying that they're really struggling at the high school right now. So, and I'm sure they're in the same boat we're in. They're playing some really good teams. And I remember years ago, probably 8 or 9 years ago, when Watson Chapel started out, I'm talking about boys, started out 0-10.
Yeah.
And ended up winning the state title. And, it's really not, it's not who you play, it's how you play when you're playing them. And but you definitely want to play teams to get better, and I can't think of anybody that's going to be better. I mean, Greenwood's going to be really good, obviously, but the rest of our league, Cabot and Lake Hamilton and Bentonville and Nettleton, they obviously be one of the better top 2 teams in our league, so we're playing a good schedule.
Oh, absolutely. Coach, appreciate the time. Good luck this evening.
All right, I hope our girls come out and take care of the ball, and I think it could be a lot of fun.
I think so too. Coach, appreciate the time. This is the Central Heating and Cooling halftime show. 39-17, your halftime score. Bombers trailing. We're going to take a little break, bring you the second half of action. You're listening to Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network. Bombers down 20. Proctor with the ball, gets a running start. Loads it up to Ellison, lob off the glass, good. Reed Ellison, 4 points in the quarter. Great find from Luke Proctor. And the lead's under 20. Whitaker driving against Ellison, good. DeVaris Whitaker getting wherever he wants to on the floor. Okay, well, he's the next level player, ladies and gentlemen. Muggs crossed the half-court stripe, passed ahead to Proctor. Down to Dewey on the right block. Up top, McGee Harris. Harris to Proctor. Proctor, screen from Dewey. Proctor. Couple dribbles, mid-range floater, good. High arcing floater. And the shot falls, and it's 43-25. Proctor and Ellison both with 4 points in the third quarter. As the floater on the other end by Turner's good. And the lead's back to 20. So both teams just trading buckets now. Bickford. Head to Ellison. Ellison down to Dewey in the mid-range. A whistle and a travel's called. And it's going to go back to Nettleton. Nettleton with the ball. Turner will walk it up, cross the half-court line to Whitaker. Whitaker driving inside against Dewey with the right hand. Tell you what, he's a special player. We have a whistle and a timeout is called. We'll take one with him. Bombers down 47-25. This will be a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network. Correction, it'll be a 60-second timeout.
Across the state of Arkansas, Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville join you in cheering on our favorite teams. We applaud that extra effort that makes our schools and activities an important part of our communities, more now than ever. Working as a team to make our communities better by helping you reach your goals, that's what happens at Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville, home of Me Banking. Member FDIC.
ASC Warranty is proud to support the Mountain Home Bombers. ASC Warranty provides dealers with vehicle protection plans for any vehicle in their inventory. ASC Warranty's greatest assets are the people that make up the ASC team. The work ethic and dedication to consistently superior services provided by all of their employees are second to none. ASC Warranty is proud to say the Bombers have the same values. ASC Warranty is one of your biggest fans. They will be cheering you on every step of the way. Go Bombers!
Arena here for the Cabot Christmas Classic. Mountain Home with the basketball down 47-25. Ball's bounced ahead to Proctor. Proctor to Ellison, middle of the floor, back to Bickford on the far side to the corner. McGee Harris tees the three up, got it! Knocks down the triple. McGee Harris, first points of the night, and a whistle and a travel's called. And Mountain Home will get the ball back. Tell you what, I think shooting runs in the Harris family. Guy Harris, pretty good shooter. Dodge, pretty good shooter. And their older brother, Satch, pretty good shooter. Not how good their parents were back in the day. I'm sure Satch Harris can let us know. And a whistle and a double dribble's called. And now to go back to Nettleton at the half-court stripe. Anderson back to Whitaker. Bombers in a zone. To the corner, Anderson. Back to Turner. Bounce to the high post. Good dump down pass to Cortez Smith off the window. Good. (49-28). 3:25 left in the third period to Ellison. Ellison driving, floater, long, rebounded to Nettleton. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Dewey. Good scramble for it. Bombers hustling everywhere. Proctor comes up with it, lost it. Scramble again for the loose ball. I think all 10 players have dove for the loose ball. And there's a travel called. Coach Fulcher not happy about that. Both teams diving for the ball. Now the officials are going to talk about it. Never looked like either team had enough possession to call a travel there. And a travel is they're going to stay with it. I agree with that call, but Pigram will step back in for Nettleton. they'll take the basketball in front of the scorer's table. 49-28 our score. Nettleton leading. To the left side, Turner, deep three. Long rebound, tip right back to Pigram. Pigram, a whistle and an offensive foul. Drove the shoulder through Dewey. And that's the first charge drawn by Braden Dewey this evening. Proctor will throw in. 2-2-1 full court pressure by Nettleton. Proctor, ball center now to the far sideline. Bickford skip pass to Harris across the half-court stripe to Proctor. A whistle and a foul is called. JT Turner be his first foul. Muggs will throw into Ellison. Proctor back to Harris between the circles. Picks up his dribble, skips it to Bickford, far corner three. Rattle around, Dewey got a mid on it, but right to Ellison. Kicks it back out, Muggs Harris for three. That won't go, right to Ellison. Ellison's gonna tap it back in. Reed Ellison gives the Bombers 6 points in this quarter. Lead down to 19. Anderson driving, a whistle, and a blocking foul called. Dewey tried to take the charge, and one of the Raiders are down. It's Anderson. As the athletic trainer for Nettleton's going to go look over him. It looks like could be his hand, it looks like. As it's an official's timeout now. Trying to wipe up the wet spot left there. Brandon Anderson ran through Braden Dewey, but Dewey wasn't there. He's still moving his feet. So they're cleaning up this wet spot here. Two big dudes fell on the floor there. For Nettleton and Mountain Home, as both teams are talking to their players. Again, this is an official's timeout, not a timeout called by either side. So it looks like we're ready to go again. Nettleton retains possession. Bombers rolling with the lineup of McGee Harris, Reed Ellison, Kai Bickford, Braden Dewey, and Luke Proctor. Turner will throw in. Turner to Whitaker. Whitaker at the high post. Good hesitation dribble over Bickford. Good. Tell you what, he's putting on a show. He's got 19 points in the ball game so far. And it's 51-30. Proctor. Screen from Dewey. Proctor driving. Spin move through the paint. Good. Great spin move by Luke Proctor. Him and Ellison both have 6 points in the quarter. Good crossover dribble. Dump down. Reverse layup by Pigram's good. Bombers weren't able to get the defense set. 53-32 our score. Proctor. Harris now between center of the floor. Bounce to Ellison. Ellison's going to push ahead. Bombers have numbers. Bickford loads up left wing three. Good. Kai Bickford from downtown. And it's 53-35 now. Whitaker against Ellison. Whitaker crossover dribble along the baseline. Whistle and a foul's called. Reed Ellison's going to get nabbed for the foul. It's going to be his second foul. So Tavares Whitaker will go to the free throw line. He's got 19 points so far in the ball game. Whitaker's first one in and out, but he has two, so he'll shoot the second. Whitaker, couple bounces at the free throw line. Free throw's good, and it's 54-35. And we have a whistle and a timeout called. Timeout called by Josh Fulcher. We will take one with him. You're listening to Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network.
4 excellent reasons to choose Knox Orthopedics in Mountain Home are Doctors Knox, Rawls, McConnell, and Franklin. They're trained and highly experienced in handling a full range of traumatic or chronic bone and joint conditions. Using on-site X-ray, MRI, and physical therapy, each physician oversees your individual treatment plan. Rediscover the joy of life, pain-free and productive. Appointments available at 5 area locations, number 3 Medical Plaza in Mountain Home, plus clinics in in Harrison, West Plains, Melbourne, and Ash Flat. Visit knoxorthopedics.com for information.
For 50 years, Harold Tucker Auto Parts has been serving the Twin Lakes area. Thank you, Twin Lakes area. See Harold Tucker Auto Parts for parts both foreign and domestic, from parts for automobiles to parts for mowers. They have custom-built hydraulic hoses and welding supplies too. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. Harold Tucker Auto Parts, your bumper-to-bumper auto specialist for over 50 years. Family-owned and 4 generations strong. Harold Tucker Auto Parts, proud to sponsor the Mountain Home Bombers. 810 South Street, Mountain Home, 425-5040.
Ready to roll here out of the timeout, and Bombers with possession. Proctor will throw in. 2-2-1 full court pressure. Now dumps down to three-quarter court after the ball's inbounded. Proctor, full head of steam, driving, crossover move, made a man fall, missed the layup, but it goes right back to Ellison, top of the key, to Proctor in the corner, now along the baseline. Proctor spin move, jumper, dumped it down to Dewey, went off his hands right to Ellison, and a whistle and a foul's called. A lot of action there in that 10-second span. They're going to get Jacob Boyles with the foul, but Reed Ellison's going to go to the free throw line for a pair of shots. First free throw good. Good quarter for Reed Ellison. He's got himself 7 points. Second free throw missed, right to Pigram. 54-36 our score. Bombers trailing. Ball kicked out, ball's tipped in the air. Last touched by Mountain Home. Went off the paw of Ellison. 44.4 remaining in the third quarter. Whitaker will throw in. Whitaker against Harris into the high post. Now to Smith, back to Whitaker. Three-pointer by Smith on the way. Long rebound to Ellison. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Bounce back to Bickford. Bickford across the half-court stripe. Bickford, couple crossover dribbles between the legs, down to 20 on the clock. To the corner, Ellison. Ellison's going to drive. Back out Proctor. Deep three. Won't go. Dewey tried to get a hand in there. Loose ball picked up by Nettleton. Down to 8 on the clock. Down to 6. King driving. Down to 3. Ball's tipped back. Whitaker from the free throw line at the buzzer. Short, and that'll do it for the quarter. So the Bombers find themselves trailing 54-36. We'll head to the fourth quarter. We're going to take a break, bring you the fourth quarter of action. You're listening to Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network.
4 excellent reasons to choose Knox Orthopedics in Mountain Home are Drs. Knox, Rawls, McConnell, and Franklin. They're trained and highly experienced in handling a full range of traumatic or chronic bone and joint conditions. Using on-site X-ray, MRI, and physical therapy, each physician oversees your individual treatment plan. Rediscover the joy of life, pain-free and productive. Appointments available at 5 area locations, number 3 Medical Plaza in Mountain Home, plus clinics in Harrison, West Plains, Melbourne, and Ash Flat. Visit knoxorthopedics.com for information.
They don't just sell products, they provide solutions. River City Flooring has the largest selection of flooring of all types: luxury vinyl, waterproof, carpet, tile, laminate, and more. Don't just stop at the floor, get the kitchen or bath of your dreams with River City Flooring. There's no better time than now with easy pick payment plans, 12, 24, or 36 months with no interest. River City Flooring, proud to sponsor the Mountain Home Bombers, Highway 62 East, where quality matters and their number one priority is you. Go Bombers!
Break went from a minute to a minute and a half. But we're ready to bring you the fourth quarter of action here. Pleased to have you with us in at least in Cabot, a wet and rainy, cloudy afternoon in Cabot. Pleased to have you listening in on Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network. So the Bombers will throw in. They'll start with possession of the ball. Actually ended up winning that quarter. So we head to the fourth. Bombers trying to avoid going 0-2 here in this Classic. Ellison into Proctor in the backcourt. Proctor with the ball, full head of steam, across the timeline, behind the back again. Now to the right side of the floor, up top Bickford between the circles. Bickford with the ball. Harris Into Ellison, back to Dodge Harris. Dodge Harris fresh into the ball game, by the way. Bickford, Dewey, Ellison, Proctor, and Dodge Harris. Bickford, screen from Dewey. They switch the screen, picks up his dribble, back to Ellison. Ellison between the circles. Now to Proctor. Proctor screen from Ellison. The two of the three seniors. Proctor, fadeaway jumper, fall, does not go. Whitaker with the rebound. Tell you what, when the final stats come out, I'd imagine DeVaris Whitaker's got close to a double-double in rebounds and points. I'd be up there in assists as well. Nettleton working the ball around. Turner to the high post. Davis got a little too excited, started to make a move before he dribbled, and it's going to be a travel. Mountain Home with the ball. Proctor throwing it in. He'll walk it up. 54-36 our score. Less than 7 remaining in the ball game. Dewey at the high post. Hand off to Proctor. Proctor crossover dribble. Picks up his dribble. On the right block, Dewey. Dewey hook shot. Left it short. Rebounded to Pigram. Pigram to Whitaker. Whitaker Euro step through the lane. Off the window. Good. He's got 22 points. Varis Whitaker, an excellent young player. I should say young player. He's a senior for this Nettleton ball club. Nettleton going to have a really good chance in this 5A East. Proctor screen from Dewey. Proctor lost the ball. Pigram ahead to Davis. Davis going to lay it off the window to Whitaker. Oh my goodness. What an excellent play. Davis threw the lob off the backboard to Whitaker, and a whistle and an inbounds violation. Ellison tried to throw the ball in. Or no, they're going to just give it back to Mountain Home. Not sure what it was there. (58-36) now. Proctor across the timeline. And the ball's turned over. So Turner Anderson for 3, long rebound Ellison. Ellison to Bickford. Bickford met by a double team, back to Proctor. Proctor across the timeline between the circles. Now to Harris. Harris tried to dump it down to Dewey. Raiders with numbers. Thrown ahead to Anderson, lay-in's good. Brandon Anderson, another layup. 60-36, Mountain Home trailing. Jumper is missed by Proctor. Dumped down, good passing to Turner. Turner on the low block, brought it back out to Whitaker. Now it's to Anderson. To Davis. Davis loads the 3 up. Rebound to Ellison. Ellison pulls up, jumper. Long rebound, going to go back to Proctor. Proctor able to corral it, met by a double team in the corner. Proctor tried to dump it down to Dewey, but it's tipped out of bounds. Nettleton tipped it out. So it'll stay with Mountain Home. 4:28 left in the ball game. Bombers down 24. Kobodinsky, Braxton Carson, Robert Dover, Levi Uchman will step in along with McGee Harris. Josh Fulcher putting the subs in. Inskeep crossover dribble. Dover the screen. Uchman back to Harris. Harris picks up his dribble, back to Kobodinsky. Inskeep, hesitation move along the baseline, kicks it out. Uchman, free throw line jumper. Rattle around, one go. Robert Dover's in there, gets the offensive rebound, tip back out to Inskeep. Jumper is missed, rebounded to Anderson. Anderson across the half-court stripe, halfway through this fourth quarter of action as Coach Bubba Deaton will empty his bench as well, and Robert Dover's in there for the rebound. Harris, hesitation move, crossover dribble, back up top. Weaving through traffic, Nettleton in a zone, Inskeep with it. Inskeep driving, little 10-foot jumper, good. Coben Inskeep into the ball game. First bucket of the night. He's got 2 points. Ahead is Anderson, and he's got it. 5 new players ready to check in for Nettleton at the next dead ball. Inskeep across the timeline. Carson now. And 5 sophomores out there. Braxton Carson, Levi Uchman, Robert Dover, McGee Harris, and Coben Inskeep. The 5 for Mountain Home. Mountain Home will throw in. 3:10 left now. Into Uchman. Uchman back to Carson. Carson about a couple feet in front of the half-court stripe. Screen from Dover. Rejects the screen. Goes along the baseline. 8-foot jumper. Good. Braxton Carson's jumper falls. And it's 62-40. Boyles bounced inside to Jackson. And a whistle and a travel. Tell you what, that's a heavy matchup. Deshaun Jackson's a big old kid going against Robert Dover. 2:40 left in the ball game. Inskeep with the ball across the timeline. Braxton Carson now, screen from Dover. Goes along the baseline, driving, tried to bounce it to Dover. Goes out of bounds. Mountain Home keeps possession. They'll have it on the baseline. Harris looking. Still looking. Dover moving dudes around down low. Braxton Carson, long 3, short. Harris, the offensive rebound. It went through Dover's hands, but it went right to Harris. Screen from Dover. Hesitation move. Step back from the free throw line. Shot is missed. Dover, the offensive rebound, gets it to go. Robert Dover into the book, and the Bombers 6 points here in this fourth quarter. 62-42 now. Boyles over to the corner. This is Edmond fresh into the game. A whistle and a travel's called. 2:01 left in the ball game. Inskeep with the basketball. Inskeep to Carson. Braxton Carson over to Uchman. Uchman picks up his dribble to Harris now. Harris goes to his right. Hesitation move along the baseline. Shot won't go. Long rebound out to Nettleton. King with it now. King, deep pull-up 3. Got it. Braylon King, first points of the night. 65-42. Inskeep on the other end. Crossover dribble, picks it up. Carson, top of the key to Uchman on the right wing. Uchman, step back 3. That won't go. Dover tried to get the rebound, and a whistle, and I believe it's going to stay with Mountain Home. Believe that was, could tell who that was, got the rebound for Nettleton and then just fell over and lost the ball out of bounds. Harris looking to Uchman. Back to Braxton Carson. 1:10 left in the ball game. Lady Bombers getting ready to take on Pulaski Academy at the completion of this game. Robert Dover, top of the key. Muggs Harris got a screen from Dover. Double team, ball's turned over, but it goes right back to Carson. Coben Inskeep along the baseline. Good dump down right to Robert Dover. Great find from Coben Inskeep to find Robert Dover on the dump down. And it's 65-44. And the ball's turned over on the other end. Back to Mountain Home. Bombers will have the ball. 40 seconds remaining. Inskeep with it. Inskeep across the half-court stripe. Couple crossover dribbles. Along the baseline. Inskeep takes the contact. He'll go up, get fouled, and he'll shoot a pair of free throws. Coben Inskeep will go to the free throw line. He's got 2 points, 2 assists so far. He'll shoot a pair of free throws. First one falls. He's got 3 points tonight. Second one, good. that's the big thing that Coach Fulcher is preaching. Kids he's got a really young team, so anything that'll help grow these kids is going to help out a lot, and this will certainly help getting these precious minutes against a good ball club. Inskeep, great defense against, believe that was Jamari Thomas to the spin move. High arcing shot falls. 67-46. Three-pointer by Carson is missed. Right to Harris. Harris got to put it up. Step back three at the buzzer. Won't go, and that'll do it for the ball game. So the Bombers lose a tough one. They fall to 0-2 in the Cabot Christmas Classic. They lose 67-46. We're going to take a short little break and bring you the post-game show and give out the Dewey & Sons Plumbing Player of the Game. You're listening to Bomber Basketball. Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network. Back here in Cabot, Bombers lose a tough one, 67-46. Time for the post-game show. We're going to give away the Dewey & Sons Player of the Game here in a moment. We're going to check stats here real quick. Some final stats. Nettleton, Braylon King finished with 3 points. Andre Davis with 2 points. DeVaris Whitaker put on a show, scored 23 points. JT Turner finished with 13. 12 points for Brandon Anderson. 2 points for Cortez Smith. And Jordan Pigram finished with 2 points. On the other side of the ball, the Bombers, they had 9 different players score this evening. Got 2 points out of Robert Dover, 4 from Coben Inskeep, 3 from McGee Harris. Dodge Harris hit a free throw, finished with 1. Braden Dewey with 8 points. 2 for Braxton Carson. Kai Bickford finished with 5. Reed Ellison finished with 9. And our Dewey & Sons Player of the Game is going to be Luke Proctor, who finishes with 10 points on the evening. So Mountain Home falls to 0-2 in the Cabot Christmas Classic. Their Classic is done. They will not face a third team tomorrow like the Lady Bombers will. Lady Bombers getting ready to warm up here. Put quite amount of time on the clock. But the Bombers, their next matchup will be Tuesday night as they head to the new-ish Gobb Arena over in Harrison for their big rivalry game. And then that'll do it before Christmas. So again, the Bombers lose a tough one tonight, 67-46. This is the post-game show. Again, our Dewey & Sons Player of the Game is Luke Proctor. We're going to take a decent-sized break. Lady Bombers and Pulaski Academy Bruins warming up here. They put 18 minutes up on the clock, so we're going to take a break and then bring you Lady Bomber basketball here on Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network. Second game of the doubleheader underway. Lady Bombers will take on Pulaski Academy Lady Bruins. Good little ball club Pulaski Academy's got. Should be a good ball game tonight. This is the Coleman Family Dentistry pregame show. Remember, the first thing people see is your smile, so make sure you get yours taken care of by Coleman Family Dentistry. Lady Bombers currently 0-1 in the Cabot Christmas Classic. They do have the shot clocks operational again, but it remains to see whether or not they will play with it in this game. Of course, this is one's a 4A school, the other is a 5A school, so I believe it's up to the direction of the tournament director whether or not they'll use it, but I guess we'll find out shortly. So both teams currently 0-1 in the Cabot Christmas Classic. Lady Bombers' second game of 3 here. They'll take on Nettleton tomorrow. The boys are done. Pulaski Academy's boys were not able to play in this. They found out a couple weeks ago. So the boys only get 2 games here, but the Lady Bombers get 3. Bombers trying to beat the weather home, coming off that tough loss, 67-46. We're going to take a short little break, bring you part 2 of the Coleman Family Dentistry pregame show. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball. Classic Hits 101.7. kind of an interesting situation. We're back here in Cabot, Arkansas. We're ready to roll here. We had an hour. Oh, what time is it now? 8:26, about an hour and a half delay. We were getting ready to do the starting lineups, and we got the notification throughout the gymnasium that here in Lonoke County, we were under a tornado warning, so we all had to take cover. They kicked me out where I was at, shoved us under the gym, and we were just hanging out. And able got to talk to some of our girls. They hadn't seen anything like it. I talked to Pulaski Academy head coach Rick Treadway, who's coached for 40 years. Dell's coached for, I believe this is 27. They said 67 combined years of coaching. It's the first time they've ever had anything like this, so it's an interesting situation. We're going to have Lady Bomber basketball for you. We completed the Coleman Family Dentistry pregame show about an hour and a half ago, but we're able to go for the starters. They're not going to do the usual starting lineup. They're trying to get this show on the road. So Mountain Home will be the home team this evening. So it's going to be Riley Smith, Estella Gadberry, the starters for Pulaski Academy. Number 15, Blakely James. Weren't able to get the starters until they called them out. Didn't know they were calling them out. They're going to go with 22, Jaden Court and Taylor Hernandez. Lady Bombers going to go with Annie Norcross, Amelia Rucker, Kate Jackson, Parker Husky, and Cameron Mullen. The tip-off brought to you by Scott Tabor Shelter Insurance is won by the Lady Bombers, and they'll start with possession of the ball here at 8:30. As ball's passed down the block to Kate Jackson, she's fouled, and she'll go to the line, shoot a couple free throws. Lady Bombers, the home team tonight, or she's not going to shoot a couple free throws. Going to be placed underneath the basket. We do apologize for the camera angle on the feed for the Bomber Sports Network. We are a little shorthanded personnel-wise here, camera-wise, but we should have that figured out tomorrow for the Lady Bombers game. So you'll get the full court view as Cameron Mullen drives inside, and it's a blocking foul called. .740 left in this first quarter. It's going to be Blakely James, Riley Smith both pick up a foul early. Rucker with the ball, driving, crossover dribbles. Back up top to Husky. Husky between the circles directing traffic. They will not be using the shot clock in this game. They were able to get it functional, but since they started the day without it, they're not going to do it. Jackson for three. Long rebound's going to go right to Blakely James. James pushing ahead for Pulaski Academy. Lady Bruins led by Rick Treadway, 40th year coaching. Him and Coach Leonard have a lot of respect for each other. As driving inside is Hernandez, and she's fouled going up. She'll shoot a pair of free throws. Still hear the thunder cracks as we're still a lot of heavy weather going on throughout the state of Arkansas. Seems like all four corners of the state and central Arkansas. So the first free throw by Hernandez, good, and it's 1-0. So Pulaski Academy will be the visitors tonight. They're in their road blue uniforms with light blue trim and light blue numerals with little white outline around the numbers and the name Bruins. Lady Bombers in their home whites. Blue trim, blue numerals, a little bit of gold in there as well. As second free throw is good, and it's 2-0 in favor of Pulaski Academy. Again, finally getting underway here after an hour and a half weather delay. Tornado warning. Mullen across the timeline to Norcross. Back to Rucker. Rucker skips it to Mullen. Husky now between the circles, dribbles to her right. Gets the screen from Norcross. Picks up her dribble on the right wing, guarded by Court. Jackson. Now to Mullen on the left wing. Goes along the baseline. A whistle and a foul is called. It's going to send Cameron Mullen to the free throw line. Two-shot opportunity. They're going to get Taylor Hernandez for that foul. So 3 team fouls already for Pulaski Academy. The Lady Bombers won. Mullen's first free throw rattled around, falls in. So Mullen's first free throw good. second one is also good, and the ball game is tied. Again, we do apologize for the camera angle. If you're watching live on the Bomber Sports Network on YouTube, little short camera person here. So you're going to get the full court view. Driving along the baseline, Hernandez outside to Smith. Smith off the window, won't go. Rebounded by Smith, got her own miss and puts it back in. And now it's 4-2 in favor of Pulaski Academy. So Pulaski Academy in a little full court pressure. Looks like a 2-2-1, three-quarter court. Might be matched up out of it. Hard to tell seeing it the first time. Husky between the circles, dribbling to her left. 2 minutes into this first quarter, 4-2 our score. Pulaski Academy leading. Rucker tees up the three. Got it! Amelia Rucker from downtown, and the Lady Bombers have the lead. 5-4 our score. Here's Court on the far corner. Swings it back to Hernandez. Hernandez going to bring it back up top. Hand off to Court. Court driving with the left hand. Picks up a dribble, a whistle, and a travel. Great defense from Husky. And Mountain Home will take possession back. Of course, Jaden Court played at Russellville last year. She is a current signee for the University of Purdue at Fort Wayne up in Indiana. The only player currently, to my knowledge, that Coach Treadway told us about that is getting college looks for Pulaski Academy. Mullen splits the double team to Norcross corner three. It got tipped in the air. It'll go out of bounds. Or no, they're going to keep it inbounds. Mullen dives with a loose ball, picks it up on the left wing. Mullen's going to reset the offense. Picks up her dribble to the corner. Jackson thought about a three, swings it to Husky at the right wing to the corner. Amelia Rucker for three. Off the heel of the iron, offensive rebound to Norcross. Norcross off the window, good. And it's 7-4. Annie Norcross, first bucket of the ball game. And Mountain Home has the lead. Jumper on the way from Court is missed. Rebounded Mountain Home. Mullen splits the double team. A whistle and a blocking foul is called. They're going to nab Riley Smith for the foul. That'll be her second foul. As we'll have a substitution check in, Ashlyn McDaniel. So McDaniel steps in, Smith steps out with 2 fouls. 4.5 left in this first period of action. Mountain Home with the lead. Mullen crossover dribble, splits the double team, lost the handle. Court with it now. Court pushing ahead for Pulaski Academy. Kicks it out Hernandez. Hernandez back up top to Gadberry. Gadberry driving, crossover dribble to the corner. Hernandez for three. Eye arcing shot is good, and the ball game is tied. Taylor Hernandez with 5 points early on, and the Lady Bombers currently tied. There's a bucket on the other end, scored by Kate Jackson, and the Lady Bombers have the lead once again. Fast-paced first quarter of action here. 3:50 left in the first quarter. Court loads up the three. Off the back of the iron, offensive rebound. Now it's going to get tipped back to Mountain Home. Husky with it. Husky pushing ahead, pushing the tempo. Across the half-court stripe to Mullen on the left wing. She's going to drive through traffic, kicks it out. A whistle, and a foul is called underneath. Could tell who that was, tried to take a charge for Pulaski Academy, but she's still moving her feet. As that's going to be 2 fouls on Blakely James, so she'll step out. As number 14, Jenna Esmail will step in. So Husky throws in to Mullen. Mullen picks up her dribble. Rucker all the time in the world for the three. Rattled around. Waymeyer fresh into the game, gets the offensive rebound. Lauren Waymeyer lost the handle, dribbled it out of bounds, and Pulaski Academy will take over. So PA down on the other end of the corner to Esmail. Esmail in the corner. Now back up top to Gadberry. To Court. Court to the spin move, back out. Skip to the opposite side of the court, Hernandez. Hernandez along the baseline against Husky, met by a double team to Jaden Court in the corner. Back up top to Esmail. Three-pointer on the way from McDaniel is missed. Offensive rebound, dive for the loose ball. There's 3 or 4 Lady Bombers around it, but it's tipped out of bounds. Last touch by Husky. So Pulaski Academy will throw in. They get it into court, top of the key. Shot fake, puts it up with a hand in her face. Got it. Jaden Court, first points of the night. It's 10-9 Lady Bruins. A whistle, and it's thrown out of bounds. Lady Bombers turn it over. Now Pulaski Academy will have the basketball. 2:30 left in this opening quarter of action. We're finally able to get the shot clock operational, but they're not going to use it for this game as they started the day without it. I believe they might use it tomorrow. As ball's turned over, Rucker comes up with it. Hand off to Husky, ahead to Mullen. Mullen pushing ahead. Lady Bombers have some numbers here. Mullen looking, driving inside with the left hand, got the roll, and the Lady Bombers have the lead. Cameron Mullen with 4 points, and it's 11-10 in favor of Mountain Home. Skip to the corner to Court. Court on the right wing now, met by Jackson. Court fed inside, kicks it out. Esmail driving through 2 Lady Bombers. Shot is missed, rebounded by Mullen. Mullen across the half-court stripe, pushing ahead, splits the double team, goes through, scoop shot layup. It was blocked, but she last touched it, got knocked out of bounds. And it'll be Pulaski Academy basketball. Coach Del Leonard wants to call timeout, talk it over. We'll take one with him. You're watching Lady Bomber basketball on the Bomber Sports Network and listening on Classic Hits 101.7. Sat around for about 90 minutes, just south of 90 minutes. 86-minute weather delay. Believe it or not, in a basketball game, there was a tornado warning in Lonoke County, which is where we're at, Cabot, Arkansas. And we had to wait around. They were just getting ready to tip. They were ready to throw up the Scott Tabor Shelter Insurance opening tip-off, but we had to wait around because right at 7 o'clock, they threw the tornado warning up. We had to take cover. But we're back here, minute and a half left in the first quarter. Court with the ball, driving along the baseline, a whistle and a foul. They're going to get Kate Jackson with a hand check. Be her first foul, team's second. One thing we've noticed, it may actually be her second foul. One thing that they have let boys and girls teams in this tournament as a deep three on the way is missed by McDaniel, rebounded by Mountain Home. They have let both teams kind of play, or every team in this kind of play, let physical play happen. Husky, top of the key, 3, short, rebounded right to McDaniel, and Pulaski Academy comes up with it. Esmail driving, that was Gadberry. Inside, hook shot is missed, rebounded by Waymeyer. Husky. Mullen now splits the double team, driving across the timeline. 3-on-1 for Mountain Home. Bounce pass to Rucker on the right block with the hook shot with the left hand is good. And the Lady Bombers extend the lead to 3. Amelia Rucker got 5 points so far in this first quarter. Gadberry between the circles to the left side. Swung to the corner. Back to Hernandez. Hernandez along the baseline, met by 2 Lady Bombers. Gadberry 3 on the way, rattled around, wouldn't fall, and Mullen comes up with the rebound. Mullen was getting instruction from Coach Leonard, turned her back, lost the ball, but she tipped it back. Great hustle play. She was receiving a play call from Coach Leonard and wasn't paying attention to the girl in front of her. She got the ball stolen, but she hustled back and knocked it out of bounds, so Pulaski Academy will throw in underneath the basket. With the basketball into Court. Court mid-paint jumper, short. A lot of contact underneath the rim. Down to 6 seconds, down to 5. Three-pointer on the way by McDaniels, an air ball, and it's rebounded to Mullen. Down to 1 second. They won't get a shot off, so that'll do it for the first quarter. Mountain Home with the lead. We'll take a short little break. Lady Bombers lead 13-10 after the first quarter. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball on Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network.
They don't just sell products, they provide solutions. River City Flooring has the largest selection of flooring of all types: luxury vinyl, waterproof, carpet, tile, laminate, and more. Don't just stop at the floor, get the kitchen or bath of your dreams with River City Flooring. There's no better time than now with easy pick payment plans, 12, 24, or 36 months with no interest. River City Flooring, proud to sponsor the Mountain Home Bombers, Highway 62 East, where quality matters and their number one priority is you. Go Bombers!
Use the smile to change your world, but don't let the world change your smile. Coleman Family Dentistry is a proud supporter of the Mountain Home Bombers. A family-friendly dental office providing the state-of-the-art clinic, Coleman Family Dentistry is dedicated to you, your health, and especially your smile. With locations in Mountain Home and Cotter, there's every reason to book your appointment today. Call 870-424-4670. Go Bombers.
Well, we welcome you back to Cabot. Pleased to have you with us. Hopefully you are safe wherever you're watching all throughout the state. Horrible weather going on. Seems like through all four corners of the state and here in central Arkansas, so we hope you're safe where you're watching or listening. Court with the basketball, driving. Tough shot. It's an air ball, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to stay, or no, it's going to go to Mountain Home. It's Treadway pleading for a tip, and the officials are going to get together. Officials got together. They give the ball to Pulaski Academy. I think that might have been the right call. The ball did change direction in the air. Swung to the corner. Jumper on the way. Long rebound went right to the hands of Pulaski Academy, but they couldn't get anything out of it, and Mountain Home comes up with it. That was Lindsey Johnston that got the offensive rebound. Mullen pushing ahead, kicks it out. Jackson on the right wing, shot fake, back to Husky, top of the key. She's going to run the offense. Husky, screen from Wilbur. Skip to Mullen, now to Rucker. Rucker's going to drive. Kick out to Wilbur. To the corner, Mullen. Mullen driving. Bounce pass into Wilbur. Wilbur lost the handle on the right block. There's loose bodies everywhere, and there's a tie-up. It's going to stay with Mountain Home. So Mountain Home will throw in underneath their own basket. Mullen will be the trigger girl. Inbound to Wilbur, over the top. Wilbur lost the handle, turned over by PA. Turned over by Mountain Home, a whistle, and a double dribble's called. And it's going to go back to Mountain Home. So Mountain Home with the basketball. Mullen facing against this three-quarter court pressure. Mullen along the sideline, splits the double team, kicks it back out, lost the handle. Turned over, Pulaski Academy with a 2-on-1. Smith driving off the window, won't go, picked up by Husky. Now Husky pushing ahead. Husky driving, tried to kick it back out to find Jackson, but it got tipped out of bounds. But it'll stay with Mountain Home. 6:46 left in this first half of action. Lady Bombers lead 13-10. Mullen with it to Rucker in the corner. On the near side, back to Mullen. Mullen on the volleyball stripe on the left side. Mullen to Jackson, top of the key. Working to her right. Bounce pass to Husky, mid-post, lost it, turned it over. Loose ball, battle for it. Wilbur's there, and a whistle and a foul is called, and it's going to go on Emma Wilbur. The first foul for Emma Wilbur, third team foul. Third team foul. And Pulaski Academy with the basketball once again. Swung to the corner. to Hernandez. Back up top, swung to the opposite side to Smith. Smith pulls it back out. A lot of contact, whistle, and they're going to get Amelia Rucker. Put 2 hands on her. Be her first foul, team's 4th. Hernandez will throw in to Gadberry. This is Smith. McDaniel with it. Got tipped out of her hands. Wilbur tipped it out, but it's corralled by PA. Ball almost stolen again. Driven to the corner, and it's going to go out of bounds. Mountain Home gets the ball back. So Annie Norcross will step in for Mountain Home. Gadberry and Court return to the ball game. 5:48 left in this first half. Lady Bombers up 13-10, trying to go 1-1 so far here in the Cabot Christmas Classic. They'll have another game tomorrow, seemingly right around the corner, as they'll take on Nettleton at 1. Only game of the day. Bomber boys will not play. They're finished for the Classic. Only had 2 games in it. Husky now between the circles, dribbling with her right hand. Back to the left side. On the left wing. Try to get it to Jackson now between the circles. Dribbles back to her right to Mullen on the right wing. Has Norcross on the post up. Norcross going to work. A whistle. And an offensive foul is called. Looked like Norcross dipped her shoulder into her. And that's going to be a turnover and a foul on Annie Norcross. So Mountain Home with the basketball. Pulaski Academy with the basketball. Smith up top court to Hernandez. Hernandez on the left wing, guarded by Jackson. Back to Blakely James. Blakely James swings it to Hernandez. Gadberry. Gadberry driving along the baseline, goes to the spin move, picks up her dribble, got tipped in the air. Hook shot by Smith won't go, and it got tipped out of bounds, last touched by Amelia Rucker, so it's going to stay with Pulaski Academy. Gadberry will throw in. Gadberry looking, got it in, turned over. Cameron Mullen with the basketball, pushing across the timeline. Thought about a jumper, now she's going to bring it back down, skips it to Jackson. Jackson, 1 extra pass, Rucker, corner 3, put it into the book, and it's a 6-point lead for Mountain Home. Amelia Rucker, 2 threes on the ball game, she's got 8. Gadberry swings it back up top, now to Court. Court going to drive with the right hand toward the baseline, whistle, counted, and 1. Jaden Court gets the bucket and the harm. It's going to go on Kate Jackson, be her 3rd foul. So she'll have to sit, presumably, for the rest of the half. The basket was good, as Lauren Waymeyer will get Kate Jackson out. She's got 3 fouls. Jaden Court has got 4 points tonight. Make it 5. She completes the 3-point play. And now it's a 1-possession game. Husky throw in to Rucker. Husky met by a double team. Mullen down the sideline, lost the handle. Husky will pick it up. A whistle and a foul is called. They're going to give it to Gadberry. She reached. At about the volleyball stripe on the other side of half court. Be her first foul. Estella Gadberry. Lady Bombers should be in the bonus. They are. They're going to send Parker Husky to the free throw line. And we have a whistle. The officials are checking the book. They're only at 16 fouls. It's what I had in my book over here. What do I know? I'm just the radio guy. So that's 16 fouls, but the Lady Bombers will be in the bonus the rest of the half. Just 13 seconds away from being halfway through this second quarter of action. Mullen now. Mullen met by a double team across the timeline ahead to Waymeyer. Turn it over right to Court. Try to get it to Husky. Smith picks it up. Driving ahead is Gadberry. Lost it. Picked up by Mountain Home. Cameron Mullen pushing ahead of traffic. Pulls it back out. Now she'll reset. Almost was hit with a double team, but they got out of the double team. Mullen, couple crossover dribbles to the corner. Husky tried to get it there, but it got tipped out of bounds. Mountain Home will keep possession along the sideline. Rucker driving. Driving inside, kicks it out. Husky, three-pointer on the way. Got it! Parker Husky, first points of the night, and it's 19-13. Mountain Home in front. Pulaski Academy on the other end. Gadberry between the circles. Ball is centered right at the edge of the Panther logo. Down along the baseline. Layup is missed. Rebounded Rucker. Rucker lost the handle, but she'll send it to Husky. Coach Treadway wanting to travel. Husky pushing ahead, pulls up, elbow jumper. Off the left side of the iron, rebounded to PA. Hernandez driving. A whistle, and you have to see, it looked like she might have pushed off a little bit, but Rucker did reach. They're going to get Amelia Rucker here. That'll be Rucker's second foul. Team seventh, so both teams now in the penalty. Emma Wilbur will step in. One-on-one opportunity for Hernandez. Or excuse me, this is Johnston. Megan Johnston. Or no, this is Hernandez, yeah. Number 30 off, shot is missed. Rebounded to Waymire, tip right back to Pulaski Academy, and it's another foul. It's going to go on Parker Husky. Waymire had the rebound, but just lost the handle. And it got tipped out of her hands. So another opportunity for Pulaski Academy. Front end of the 1-and-1 is missed. This one is rebounded by Mullen. Mullen with the basketball, 19-13. Splits the double team, lost it. Picked up by PA. Hernandez now. Swung to the corner. Three-pointer on the way. Rattle around. Tip back. Mullen comes up with it. Husky now. 2:25 left in this first half. Husky met by a double team. A lot of contact. Now to Mullen. Skipped ahead across the timeline to Wilbur to Waymire now on the right wing. As Cameron Mullen's defender kicked her shoe to the other side of half court. So she's guarding her with only one shoe. Rucker now. Rucker met by a double team. Back to Husky. They're going to try to isolate Mullen because her defender's only got one shoe. Hernandez lost her shoe, and she just kicked to the other side of half court where Coach Dell Leonard retrieved it. So she's going to drive, attacks the side without the shoe, gets it to Wilbur off the window, good! And we'll have a whistle and officials timeout as Coach Dell Leonard throws the shoe back at the official. And now they're going to give her a second to put her shoe on. It's very comical. She was guarding Mullen, but her shoe was half off, so she was just like, forget this, just kicked her shoe off to the backcourt. She kicked it from the three-point line all the way to the opposite free throw line where Coach Leonard retrieved it. But Pulaski Academy with the basketball. Emma Wilbur with her first points of the night. 21-13, Lady Bombers in control. Here's Hernandez for three, good. Taylor Hernandez with 8 points so far. And now it's a 5-point game. Lady Bombers with the ball, minute 18 left in this first half of play. Husky, screen from Waymire. They're kind of showing a double team. They're either going to double team or switch, and they switch it. Husky around the screen, shot is missed, rebounded by Jaden Court. Court now, swung to the corner, three on the way, is missed. Good box out by Wilbur, but it was picked up by PA. Long run for the rebound, and it's tipped out of bounds, and it'll stay with Pulaski Academy. They'll throw in front of the Mountain Home bench. So Annie Norcross returns to the ball game. They throw in now to the corner. Gadberry driving. Out to the corner, three-pointer is good. No, they're going to call it a deep 2. Bucket was good by Lindsey Johnston. Her first points. That was only a 2-pointer. So the lead is down to 3. Lady Bombers will hold for the final shot. Back to Mullen. Mullen between the circles to the corner, the right wing, Husky. Down to 15 on the clock. Husky trying to isolate her, a lot of contact. 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Mullen between the circles. Down to 5 seconds. Now she's going to go. Couple of hesitation dribbles, driving with the right hand. Lost the handle, and it's picked up by PA. They won't get a shot off, so we'll head to halftime. Lady Bombers will head to the break with a 21-18 lead. We're going to be joined by junior high head coach Lindsay Leonard here after the break. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7.
All right.
Fortunately, we've won our last 7. Big game last night against Marion. Marion has a really good junior high team. We played at home, had a great crowd, and our kids played really, really well and got a really, really nice conference win over Marion last night.
So are you guys have one more game next week, then you're done through the first of the year?
No, actually we have 3.
Oh, 3 more?
And we play at West Memphis Wonder on Monday. We play West Memphis East on Thursday at home. And then we're actually going to play a freshman game on Saturday.
Against West Plains.
Right,
I have my schedule messed up.
Yes, right before our senior girls play.
Okay, that should be 3 good games coming up. So what is y'all's conference shaping out to be? Now, the East has always been strong in girls basketball as long as I can remember. You know, your Paragolds of the world, Greene County Tech, Marion, West Memphis. So what's the whole conference kind of shaping up to be? It sounds like there's you play bad any night, you can lose.
Right. We play all these. It's divided into two divisions, North and South. Our division is very, very tough. In our division, we have the two Jonesboro schools, MacArthur and Antietam. We have Greene County Tech, Paragould, and we also have Batesville. That's
another one.
Right. That'll change next year. But our side is extremely tough, and you're exactly right. If we don't play well, you can get beat any night. I'm not going to talk about one school, but we have developed a little bit of a rivalry the last couple of years with Greene County Tech. I know that they're very good this year. So but again, you could talk about every school on our side, and you have every night's going to be a battle. And of course, on the other side, you have Marion and Nettleton.
Yeah.
Also, and we actually we've beat both of those teams already. So, but again, we're very fortunate to be in this conference, and it's going to prepare our kids going forward into high school.
So, your junior high varsity is 7-2. How's your junior high JV looking?
We're, I believe, 3-1, and we actually added a JV game on Monday night at Wonder.
Okay.
So we thought that
That's good.
we thought they weren't going to get to play before the break, and so they're getting one more chance going into Christmas break.
That's got to be the hardest. That 8th grade bunch. Same thing with Cody. It's the hardest group to schedule for.
It is. Of course, being in Mountain Home, you have all the small schools, and so most of the time they don't have an 8th grade team.
Yeah.
So and then we're fortunate. A lot of our schools in our conference, they'll want to play 8th grade games, but you're not going to want to play an 8th grade girls game and an 8th grade boys game on the same night. So, but we're coming back out of the break. I think we have quite a few of those JV games. So looking forward for those kids getting to play.
And now our 7th grade bunch, Coach Dave's moved into that role. Her and Coach Biggs kind of switched.
Right.
So that was good for both of them. Her bunch, I believe, they haven't lost a game yet, have they? Are they 3-1?
They are, I believe, 2-1, and that's another group. It's hard to find 7th grade games, but they beat Harrison twice.
Yeah,
that's always for our 7th grade. They don't have a lot to play for. They just play games, and so you kind of have those big games that you circle in the schedule.
And they got their tournament. Did they have their tournament again this year?
Right. We'll have our 7th grade invitational tournament, but very proud of our 7th graders. They work extremely hard every day. Coach Daves and Craig Jackson.
That's right.
Coach Jackson, they're doing a great job coming in early every morning, and just proud of how hard our 7th graders are working and getting better. Bright future, it sounds like, for the Lady Bomber program, wouldn't you say? I'll be honest with you. When you have good players, it makes a good coach. So, I'm very, very fortunate at the junior high right now to have some really good players, and so I'm really excited to see what these kids can do this year and then in the following couple of years also. So closing out here, don't tell Dell this, but you're always been my favorite, Leonard. So, I just said to let you know that. I appreciate that. Well, I'm really hoping that we can pull this one out. Girls are playing really well, and especially after that little bit of that tornado break. I've never seen that. I know. I talked to Dell and Treadway, before they were warming up. I said, Treadway's coached for 40 years. Dell's coached, 27, 28, said 65-plus years of coaching experience. I'd never seen anything like it. Right. So hopefully our girls can come out in the second half and get the job done. And Coach, appreciate the time. Appreciate you, Dylan. Central Heating and Cooling halftime show. Always appreciate Coach Lindsay Leonard joining us at halftime. We're going to take a short little break, bring in the second half of action here from Cabot. You're listening Lady Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network. Well, we welcome you back to Cabot. Yes, Coach Lindsay Leonard's going to hang around for a little bit, give us a little bit of color commentary, second half of action.
Pulaski Academy with the basketball. Good scoop shot by Hernandez. Shot is missed, and it's tipped out of bounds. Going to go back to Mountain Home. You just didn't want to leave now, did you?
I did not.
So Husky will throw him. Husky over to Mullen. Now, Coach always talks about his two small guards that he had, but he said he'd take them over hardly anybody in the state.
For sure.
So Husky, or no, Mullen with it now. Back to Rucker. Rucker had a good game so far. 8 points, crossover dribble. Back to the right side, Rucker. Mullen now on the right wing. Mullen looking, directing traffic now between the circles. Bounce to the left side to Jackson. Jackson up top, Rucker tees up the three, short. Rebound to Pulaski Academy and a whistle and a foul. Maybe they'll nab Andy Norcross for that one.
It was really good execution on that hit, and Amelia just short on that shot.
Oh, yeah. She's been shooting it well lately.
She has.
She's hit 2 tonight. She shot it really well yesterday and over in Branson last week. So Pulaski Academy with the ball wide open underneath the rim is Smith, and the lead is cut down to 1. 21-20 our score now. Lady Bombers hanging on to a 1-point lead. Little three-quarter court pressure by Pulaski Academy. And a whistle and a timeout called by Coach Leonard, and we'll take one with him. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball. Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network.
United Country Real Estate of Mountain Home is the largest seller of rural real estate in the United States. With United Country, you'll find trust and integrity, integral parts of their high standards. As a seller, you'll benefit from United Country's unique and proven marketing system. You owe it to yourself to call the #1 team in the nation today at 425-3820. United Country Real Estate, proud supporters of our Mountain Home Bombers.
So PA will throw in at the half-court stripe. Gadberry now between the circles. Tied up ball game, 24-24. Jones with it. Back to Gadberry. Gadberry driving with the left hand. Hand off to Smith. Smith at the nailhead. Drives, kicks back out. Gadberry. Good defense so far by the Lady Bombers. Now to the left side, Smith. Smith driving along the baseline. Gets it to court mid-post. Goes to the spin move against Jackson. Scoop shot layup won't go. Rebound to Waymire. Tell you, it's been a battle on the board so far.
That was a great defensive possession.
That was. You know, ball got swung side to side multiple times. They were able to rotate well and bend but not break. So Mullen directing traffic. 3:30 left in this third quarter. Court matched up on Mullen. Of course, Court heading to Purdue Fort Wayne after her senior year this year. Mullen and a whistle and a 5-second call. You kind of have to expect that to happen. You know, the big giveaway is when their coach is screaming for the official to start counting for that 5-second.
The turnover, you know, is going to be assigned to Cameron, but everybody else has got to do a better job of getting open.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Court's jumper is missed. Husky tried to come up with it. It's tipped out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Pulaski Academy.
I thought it went off Pulaski Academy's foot.
It's hard to see where we're at. They're a lot closer than we are, but we'll give them the benefit of the doubt here. 3:05 left in this third period of action. Tied up 24-24. Please, you could be joined with us on this late Friday night. Hernandez driving against Husky. Scoop shot layup, a whistle, and a foul. It's going to be a blocking foul. If that's on Kate Jackson, that'll be her 4th foul. And it is, so she'll have to exit the ball game for a little bit.
That's a huge loss for us. Kate's doing a really good job of guarding the Court kid. We don't need her in foul trouble.
Yeah. So it looks like Lauren Waymire will step back in. This free throw's missed. She'll replace Kate, who will step out. Take her a break till at least the fourth quarter. Hernandez at the line. Second free throw, also missed that one. 2 of 6 from the free throw line is Hernandez. She made her first 2. Now to Husky. Husky across the timeline, skipped ahead to Rucker. Rucker gets it to Waymire, right open underneath the rim. Puts it up off the window, good. And the Lady Bombers have the lead once again. That was a great find.
Great job. Great job in our press offense, keeping our head up.
That's one thing they'll show. If you break someone's press long enough, those will start to open up, and then you make them force their hand. So swung to the far side, Gadberry. Gadberry rejects the screen, guarded by Mullen. Kicked over to Hernandez. Hernandez on the left wing against Wilbur. Bounce pass down low, off the window, good. Bucket's good. And she'll shoot the and one. That was Blakely James, her first points of the ball game. As Court will step out, get her a breather. It's 26-26, pending this and one. The free throw is good, and PA's got their first lead since it was 2-0 in the first quarter. Lady Bombers with the ball. Mullen across the half-court stripe. A couple crossover dribbles. 2 minutes left in this third period of action. Mullen lost the handle. They both dive on it, a whistle and a jump ball, and it's going to go back to Pulaski Academy.
Just that one time that we broke their 2-2-1.
They switched out of it.
They went right back out of it, so that's what you have to do when someone's going to press.
So PA will throw in. Gadberry across the timeline, looking to her left. Johnston swung to the corner, now top of the key. Jones. Ball's turned over. Cameron Mullen comes up with it. One-on-one is Mullen. Mullen going to the rim, off the window, good, and the Lady Bombers have the lead once again.
Great read by Cameron. Great read.
She saw that one coming a mile away, didn't she? Driving along the baseline, crossover dribble, deep 2 on the way, good. That was hit by Riley Smith. They're just trading buckets at this point. Husky now on the half-court circle, dribbling to her right, crossover dribble back to the left, sends Mullen through, gets the screen from Waymire, drives to the middle, back to Wilbur. Mullen gets the screen from Wilbur. Mullen going to pull up from the right elbow, short, and it's rebounded Pulaski Academy. Skipped ahead to Smith. Smith driving against Waymeyer. Great defense by Waymeyer. Bounced inside. A whistle and a foul is called. They're going to get Parker Husky with the hold, and it's going to send Blakely James to the free throw line for a pair of free throws just north of a minute to go in this third quarter. So Blakely James, 3 points tonight, all in this third quarter. First free throw missed. So Annie Norcross will step back in along with Jaden Court for Pulaski Academy. The second free throw, Jones getting ready. Second free throw is good, and now PA has a 2-point lead.
We're back to their 2-2-1.
Mullen now facing against the pressure. Husky down the near sideline, skipped ahead, ball turned over right to Court. Court going to push ahead, a whistle, and a foul is called. That'll be the 6th team foul against Mountain Home. Only one for PA.
Yeah, that's a huge concern because
they'll be in the bonus the rest of the game. So Court will throw in, gets it to Gadberry. Gadberry between the circles, centers the ball. 45 seconds left in this third period of action. Gadberry, Mullen on her. Screen from Court, back to Court, top of the key. Throws a shot fake, had a hand on her face. Great job by Waymeyer. Kicked out to Riley Smith. Smith driving, scoop shot, layup is missed, but there's a foul. And Coach Leonard not happy with the officials. Seven to 1, the foul count against Mountain Home. Free throw is good, and now it's a 3-point game. Riley Smith will shoot 2.
we really need to, on this next offensive possession, wait for the last shot and get a really good shot here at the end of this quarter.
Second free throw good, and now it's a 4-point game. Mullen throw in to Husky. 26 left in the game clock in the third quarter. Ahead to Waymeyer. Waymeyer picks up her dribble. Back to Mullen between the circles. 20 seconds left. Now they're going to call a play. Coach Leonard giving the play call to Cameron Mullen. Down to 10 seconds on the clock. Down to 8. Down to 7. Now she's going to go. Mullen driving, screen from Waymeyer. Lost the handle, scoop shot, and a jump ball is called. The officials are going to get together and talk about it.
You know, the physicality on the other end, you know.
They're going to call a walk.
Wow.
But might
not be a bad thing because we'll
get the ball start
quarter,
the fourth.
And they're not probably going to get a shot off right here.
So PA will throw in. Hernandez to trigger the inbound. 1.7 remaining. Throws it deep, way down the other side of the court. Tell you wide open is Smith. Missed the shot, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Lady Bombers got away with one there. We'll bring you the fourth quarter of action. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball on Classic Hits 101.7 and watching live on the Bomber Sports Network.
Are you building a new house, not sure where the property lines are? Strider Consulting can help. They're a civil engineering and land surveying firm located at 1029 Highway 201 north of Mountain Home. With over 23 years in the business, Strider Consulting has the experience and expertise to bring your project to life. Visit strider.consulting to see their full list of services and request your quote today. Strider Consulting is a proud supporter of Mountain Home Bombers athletics. Strider Consulting, engineering our future.
Action here on this late night here in Cabot, almost closing in on 9:30. We had an hour and a half delay for a tornado warning here in Lonoke County where Cabot's at, so we had to take shelter. So we were literally about to do the starting lineups And then we got that warning and had to take us a little break and take shelter. The only thing close I've seen to that happening is we had a power outage when I was still in school. We played Jonesboro and the power went out in the middle of the game.
That.
And I think they had a tornado. We were playing Sylvan Hills, and that was when it tore through Gassville.
Yes.
It's the only time I remember something like that. Norcross with the ball. Lady Bombers with possession to start out. 7:45 left in the ball game. Mullen directing traffic, tells Norcross to get to the opposite block. Gets a screen from Waymeyer. Bounces it into Waymeyer. Waymeyer on the block, and a whistle and a foul is called.
It's a really good job by Lauren getting position down there on the block.
I'll tell you, that's one thing she's really improved is her ability to get position.
Yes.
Recently. Mullen will throw it into Norcross. Norcross looking. Met by Court. Trying to hand it off to Mullen. Can't get it there, but the ball is stolen. Picked up by Pulaski Academy. Riley Smith driving. Good job by Mullen to get back. Tipped it away, and Husky comes up with it. We have a whistle and a foul, and it's going to go against number 30, Taylor Hernandez, a PA. That's 3 times now Cameron Mullins busted her butt to get back.
Cameron is always, she's
got one gear.
She's perfected that move coming in and stripping the ball. She's always been able to do that.
Husky with it now, picks up her dribble. About a minute into this fourth quarter, Lady Bombers trailing by 4. Rucker driving, pulls it back out, met by Court. Now she's going to go back in with the left hand off the window. Good. Looked like it hit the back of the iron, but it fell in. And the lead's down by 2.
Great move by Amelia.
She has been so much improved from last year. She was still good last year, but she's taken a couple big steps this year.
She really went to work in the off season and spent a lot of time in the gym, and yes, she's improved a ton.
Gadberry with it now, top of the key. Hernandez, a 3, got it. Tell you, that's almost automatic, especially when she's got that much time. She's hit a 3 in every quarter so far. She's got 14 points. Mullen pushing ahead one-on-one. Scoop shot is missed, but she'll shoot a pair of free throws.
I'm not sure how we're losing number 30. She is definitely automatic.
That should be the first giveaway. She's wearing number 30. I know a guy that wears number 30.
That's exactly right. Well, actually, I thought you were going to say me because I wore number 30 in high school.
Well, that too. But I'm talking about Stephen Curry and you. But you're a little before my time, though. So Mullen's first free throw is good as Emma Wilbur steps back in along with Kate Jackson with 4 fouls. You wore a bucket, though. I'll give you credit.
Yes, Dylan, I was a bucket. Still am.
You're right. I saw it in the alumni game as the second free throw's good. Still a little left in the tank there. I noticed in that alumni game down crunch time you weren't on the floor, so that kind of concerned me. So 6:15 left in the ball game. Lady Bombers trail by 3, but almost stolen by Mullen. Now it's down to Gadberry. Gadberry's jumper's good, and now it's back to 5. 37-32 our score. Husky driving with the left hand, 6 minutes left, bounce to Jackson. Jackson over to Mullen, trying to feed it inside to Wilbur. Wilbur with 2 girls on her, kicks it back out, but there's a whistle and a foul is called.
It's a great catch by Emma. She had 2 people around her, great catch.
Tell you one thing that's really underrated about her, she's a really good athlete.
Great athlete.
She's started for our volleyball team this year. She's running something in track or something like that. And a whistle and a jump ball. And it'll go back to Pulaski Academy. Approaching 9:30 here, local time. 5:45 left in the ball game. Been a good one so far. Lady Bombers do trail by 5. Gadberry, couple crossover dribbles. Taya Mullen playing great defense on her. Directing traffic now to the far side, Hernandez. Hernandez, darn near half of their points. James now. Back to Gadberry. Gadberry between the circles, guarded by Mullen. Mullen has her heels about on the 3-point line. Swung to the left corner, Court. Court against Jackson. Court along the baseline, little 8-foot jumper, short, rebounded by Mountain Home.
Great job by Kate defensively, and that's why she needs to be in the game.
Mullen got away with it. Looked like a travel almost, and a whistle and a foul. Head to Kate Jackson, and she'll shoot a couple free throws. It almost looked like we got away with one there.
Yeah. Kate is defensively making it really hard on the court. Is it Jaden?
Yeah, Jaden.
Jaden Court. Jaden is a really good player.
Yes.
Played at Russellville last year, gave us fits, and
oh yeah.
And Kate's doing a great job.
You know, all conference, I believe all state, and not sure what the stoppage was.
I think they
there.
were just making sure that Kate
Yeah.
hit the ground pretty hard on
Yeah.
that foul.
First free throw by Jackson falls in. Of course, she's good. She's tough. Tough as nails, like a lot of our Lady Bombers are. Second one by Jackson, in and out. Court picks up the rebound. Lead is cut down to 4. Couldn't cut it to a one-possession game. Smith out to the corner. Hernandez wide open for 3. Got it. Her 5th 3 of the ball game. And the lead is back up to 7 points. Biggest lead of the game for PA. Mullen pulls up for 3, top of the key, responds right back. And it's a 4-point game, a whistle and a timeout. Coach Leonard wants to set the defense and talk it over real quick. We're going to take a short little break. Come back, bring you the rest of the action. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball. Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network.
White River Materials has earned a reputation for producing industry-leading, high-quality results. They have the experience and equipment to perform each project quickly, safely, and cost-efficiently. Privately owned and operated, White River Materials prides themselves in quality work with the customer's best interest in mind. If you need limestone or concrete products or someone to do the job correctly the first time, give White River Materials a call today at 425-3431 or 425-4510.
Back here in Cabot, Lady Bombers in a dogfight right now, trailing 40-36. Coach Leonard fresh out of the timeout. Going to go with the lineup of Wilbur, Mullen, Rucker, Husky, and Jackson. Jackson playing with 4 fouls, excuse me.
Looks like we're picking them up in a full court man.
Ball got tipped away. And it's going to stay with Pulaski Academy. Lady Bombers ramping up the pressure, you're right. 40-36 our score, 4:29 left in the ball game. Ball's inbounded right back to Hernandez, met by Rucker. Hernandez over to Gadberry. Gadberry across the timeline, splits the double team, kicks it out to Court. Court in the far corner. Now she'll center the basketball against Jackson, playing with 4 fouls. Halfway through this 4th quarter of action, Lady Bombers down 4. Need a big stop here. Court's going to go. A couple hesitation move. Kicks it out to the corner. Gadberry. Gadberry driving towards the middle. Over to Hernandez. Hit 5 threes so far in this game. She's got 17 tonight. Rucker tried to go for the steal. Missed it. Now it's to Gadberry. Gadberry driving. Handoff to Smith. On the near side. Driving along the baselines. Hernandez. Hernandez back to Court. Top of the key. Good defensive possession by the Lady Bombers here. Court hesitation move with the right hand, kicks it out.
Somewhat of a delay game.
PA with it now, still Gadberry. Wasted about a minute of time here. Couple crossover dribbles against Mullen. Now they're going to go trap. Now Smith along the baseline, a whistle and a foul. Stops the clock, but it does give you a chance to get the ball back. Riley Smith will go to the free throw line. She's 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 6 points so far for her. Riley Smith, one of the 8 seniors on this team, hits the first free throw. She'll get the second one now. 5-point game. Lady Bombers trail 41-36. The second free throw, good. 6-point lead, 42-36 now. Mullen across the half-court stripe, hands it off to Rucker.
Looks like we're running a hit maybe to Amelia.
Rucker to the left side, Husky. Tell you what, Court was sitting right on it. They tried to set an elevator screen for Rucker, but Husky picks it up, bounce pass to Waymire off the window, good, and the lead's cut down to 4.
Great find by Parker, and a great finish by Lauren.
Hernandez met by a trap right at the half-court stripe, but they'll get it right to Gadberry. 42-38 our score. Lauren Waymire with 4 points so far. And a whistle and an offensive foul. Actually, no, he pointed the other way.
Not sure what his mechanics were.
Well, it's going to send, that's Waymire's second foul. So it's going to result in free throws for Pulaski Academy. First free throw is good. Riley Smith, 5 of 5 from the line so far. 43-38, pending this free throw. Second one, also good. She's 6 of 6 at the line. Lady Bombers with the ball, 2.5 left in the ball game. Mullen with it on the right side of the floor, right in front of the Lady Bomber bench. Mullen, back to Husky, to Mullen on the volleyball line. Tried to get it to Jackson in the corner, but it got knocked out of bounds. Gadberry got a hand on it. 2:14 left in this ball game. Rucker will throw in. Right in front of the Lady Bomber bench. 2:14 left in the ball game. Rucker looking, gets it into Mullen. Mullen looking. PA in man-to-man defense. Jackson on the right wing. Right in front of the Lady Bomber bench to to Rucker around the screen. Back top of the key to Mullen. Under 2 now. At the edge of the Panther logo, Mullen's going to go. Lost the handle. Picked up by PA. Hernandez ahead to Smith. Smith driving one-on-one. Throws it off the window. Good. And the lead's back to 8. Riley Smith with the layup. And Coach Leonard wants to call timeout. We'll take one with him. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball. Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network.
We don't expect you to call a banker to fix your leaky faucet, just like no one expects you to be an expert in the home buying or selling process. That's why you have a realtor. When you hire a professional realtor like me, Kim Conan with Southern Breeze Real Estate, I work for you to ensure you are appropriately priced, correctly marketed, and get your home sold in a timely manner, allowing you to focus your energy on what you're best at. Kim Conan, Southern Breeze Real Estate, 425-8868.
Husky will throw in right to Mullen.
We definitely need a good offensive possession here.
Yes. No extended pressure by PA. Mullen across the timeline on the volleyball stripe now. Dribbles to her right. Was looking for Rucker, but he'll send her through. Mullen now. Husky between the circles, 1.5 left. Husky looking to her left, back crossover to her right, hand off to Rucker, tried to hand it off, gives it back to Mullen. 80 seconds left in the game. Mullen driving, met by a double team, a whistle, and they're going to call a foul, I believe.
I think Cameron will be going to the line.
Yes, she will. She'll be shooting a 1-and-1. So it sends Cameron Mullen to the free throw line. Foul was on Gadberry. Be her third foul. Free throw's good. Should get the second one. Cameron Mullen, 5 of 5 from the free throw line tonight so far. She's got 9 points. Officials are talking about something, but they finally give her the ball for the second free throw, which is up on the way good, and the lead's down to 6. Lady Bombers extending pressure here. And a whistle.
Timeout.
And a timeout is called. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll take one with them. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7 and watching on the Bomber Sports Network.
Use the smile to change your world, but don't let the world change your smile. Coleman Family Dentistry is a proud supporter of the Mountain Home Bombers. A family-friendly dental office providing the state-of-the-art clinic, Coleman Family Dentistry is dedicated to you, your health, and especially your smile. With locations in Mountain Home and Cotter, there's every reason to book your appointment today. Call 870-424-4670. Go Bombers.
Lady Bombers extending pressure here. They'll have Court throw it in for Pulaski Academy. PA up 46-40, minute 13 left in the game. Court to throw in. Court looking for the long ball, throws it deep ahead. Riley Smith behind the defense, gets the layup, missed the layup, and it gets knocked out of bounds. Mountain Home gets it back.
Caught a huge break right there.
That is the second time, though, that she's gotten behind our defense. She got in the end of the third quarter. That's twice we got lucky, but sometimes rather be lucky than good. So Annie Norcross will step back in, replacing Emma Wilbur. It's Norcross, Jackson, Rucker, Mullen, and Husky. The 5 out there for Mountain Home. Minute 5 left in the ball game. Mullen now to the right side. Husky met by Court. Under a minute now. Husky driving along the baseline. Shot is blocked, but it'll go out of bounds. Last touched by Jaden Court, and it'll stay with Mountain Home. So looks like Annie's going to throw it in. 55.6 left in the game. Annie looking. One timeout left for Mountain Home to the corner. Husky got tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Mountain Home. It's going to be inbounded on the sideline now. Only 0.4 of a second shaved off of there. So a ball be thrown in on the sideline. 46-40 our score. Norcross will throw in on the sideline to Mullen on the right wing. To Norcross on the right block. Norcross going to work, kicks it back out. Mullen, hesitation, goes to the right. Shot is an air ball, and it's rebounded by Pulaski Academy. Pushing ahead, a whistle, and a foul is called. It's going to send Estella Gadberry to the free throw line. 1 of 2 so far tonight. She's got 3 points. Annie Norcross tapped with the foul. It'll be her 3rd foul. So it's going to send Estella Gadberry to the line. And we have a whistle and a timeout is called. They're going to take a timeout. We'll take one with them. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7 and watching live on the Bomber Sports Network.
The Locker Room is your hometown sporting goods store and a proud sponsor of the Mountain Home Bombers. Locally owned and operated, Locker Room specializes in team sales, award trophies, and even plaques. You want anything Bomber? Your one-stop shop is the Locker Room. Shirts, jerseys, sweats, and hats, they have it all, and you never have to wait long. Locker Room can even custom personalize anything for you. Highway 62 East, next to Pizza Hut in Mountain Home. The Locker Room, your Bomber headquarters.
There is no one that knows the Twin Lakes area better than a local realtor. Local realtors know all the best neighborhoods. A local realtor can find the best properties that fit into your local search criteria and when it comes to real estate. Baxter Real Estate Company is the name all locals know. As part of the Twin Lakes community, Baxter Real Estate Company has local realtors who not only love this area, but truly know it too. When you need a real estate company, you need Baxter Real Estate Company, the Twin Lakes area's best choice for local realtors.
Going to be a pair of free throws for Gadberry. Only got 3 points on the night.
Still plenty of time.
Absolutely. 42.1 left. First free throw good. Makes it a 3-possession game.
She has a funny release on her shot.
It goes in.
It does, but
I saw her yesterday. She hit 3-4 threes, so It works. Yep. She hit both free throws, 48-40, Mountain Home trailing. Mullen pushing the tempo. Mullen driving off the window, long. Norcross the rebound, but there's a whistle and a foul. It's going to be a pair of free throws for Annie Norcross.
Annie did a good job of crashing and going and getting that offensive rebound.
Yes. So Norcross will be at the free throw line, shooting a pair. Only 2 points tonight. As the free throw is good, she'll have the second one. Lady Bombers only missing one free throw so far. They are 9 of 10 from the line. I just had to say something, didn't I? Misses the second free throw, make it 9 of 11. PA comes up with the ball, thrown ahead down the sideline to Smith. And a whistle and a foul. They're going to foul Hernandez. I knew as soon as I started to say something about how good we were shooting, we were going to miss one. So Norcross picks up the foul. It'll be her fourth foul. So her, Rucker, Jackson, and Husky all have 4 fouls currently. 24.9 remaining in the ball game. First free throw is missed. They're in the double bonus, so she'll have the second free throw. 48-41 our score. 24.9 remaining. Second free throw is also missed. Missed it short. Mullen with the basketball, pushing ahead, across the half-court stripe, driving through traffic. Almost lost the handle, a whistle, and it got knocked out of her hands, but she knocked it out first, and it's going to go back to PA. 18.2 left in the ball game. Court will throw in. Court into Hernandez. Hernandez across the half-court stripe. Nobody's got to her yet. Thrown ahead. Bounce pass to Smith off the window. Good. 50-41. Husky into Rucker. Down to 5 seconds to 4, 3. Rucker driving inside. Gets the bucket to go, but the Lady Bombers come up short tonight. They lose 52-43 in day number 2 of the Cabot Christmas Classic. We're going to take a short little break, bring you the postgame show. You're listening to Lady Bomber Basketball Classic Hits 101.7. Final score, Pulaski Academy 50, Mountain Home 43. Well, scoring here, as I completely forgot about that, Amelia Rucker finishes with 10 points. Go check some stats for you real quick. Cameron Mullen finishes with 9. Parker Husky 3. Kate Jackson 3. Emma Wilbur with 2. Annie Norcross with 3. And Lauren Waymeyer with 4. On the other side, Pulaski Academy, Riley Smith finished with 12 points, all in the second half. 3 points for Estella Gadberry. Blakely James finished with 5. Jaden Court with 5. Taylor Hernandez, 17. And Lindsey Johnston had 2 points. Taylor Hernandez, man, hit 5 threes in that ball game and a pair of free throws. So we're going to give away the Dewey and Sons player of the game. We're going to go ahead and give that to Amelia Rucker, finished with 10 points. Had a good solid game again for the Lady Bombers. So turning ahead tomorrow, just a hair over about 14 hours from now, Lady Bombers will take on Nettleton at 1 o'clock in the final game for them here in the Cabot Christmas Classic. They fall to 0-2 tonight. Good, hard-fought game for them. Bomber boys finish 0-2 in the Cabot Christmas Classic. So again, For our producer back in the studio, Audrey Young, along with Matt Sharp, keeping you updated on the weather. Thank you for joining us on this long evening. It included a tornado warning for 90 minutes. We were finally able to bring you Lady Bomber basketball. From Cabot, Arkansas, I'm Dylan Conley, wishing you a wonderful rest of your evening. Please join us tomorrow afternoon as we'll have Lady Bomber basketball for you at 1 o'clock here on Classic Hits 101.7.